journey. I credit Bogalusa for helping me be where I am today. During that time at Bogalusa, through the community college, I was able to work with Rayburn Correctional, but for all. And so Warden Travis reached out to see if our university could help. He said, while North Shore Community College does incredible training in automotive welding instruction, I have some inmates who want to express themselves through the arts. Can you help? So I'm pleased to tell you that Dr. Jim Winters at our Columbia Theater and his team have been making trips to Rayburn Correctional, introducing the arts to our inmates, many of them well accomplished, and they're doing incredible production work in theater to help them become successful. When they graduate, they can be part of Louisiana's cultural economy and serve very well. And then our poet laureate at Southeastern is also at the prison doing incredible work with those inmates who wish to express themselves through poetry. So that's something unique and new this year that I wanted to share with you. So let's get into the centennial. You turn 100 only once every 100 years, and as with the theme this morning, we're all here for it. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to share a few things with you. Our tagline for this year is a century of impact, a future of promise, celebrating our centennial year. And as usual, I'm just jumping way ahead of everything. Bear with me as I get this clicker under control. Bear with me. It's a sensitive thing here. All right, there we go. So in the fall, in our 99th year, we gathered near our student union, and for those who were able to be with us, if you look at the crowd, the students, we wanted to do a launch. We wanted the world to know that we were on the eve of our 100th year celebration, and we launched some of our official videos that take us all the way back to 1925 and brings us through the years. So we've got a lot of video and content, but we also took the opportunity through celebration to announce our capital campaign. Our goal is to reach 100 million in our foundation by our centennial year, and we're about 97% there. We've got some big announcements coming where investors continue to invest in our mission, so we're excited to share that with you all this year. Also, the official painting of our centennial was released by artist Becky Foss. If you're not familiar with her, she's a New Orleans artist, and Coca-Cola sponsored this commissioned piece for the centennial. If you want to see it up close, just come to my office in Dyson Hall. It's in the main area. You can take a look. But if you watch the Super Bowl, get ready, because they also commissioned Becky Plaza Tower, which is in disrepair, for the Super Bowl. They're going to do a huge art piece to cover most of it, and it's actually going to be Becky Foss's work. So we're honored to have a piece of her with us for our centennial. Our very own Robin Roberts, for those who know and those who don't know, one of our outstanding alum, she's volunteered to co-chair our capital campaign to get us to the 100 million mark. She's been in consistent communication with us. She was here for the groundbreaking of our Robin Roberts Broadcast Media Center, and Robin will be coming to town again this year. She'll be here this fall. Date to be announced, but she's coming for the official ribbon cutting of our Robin Roberts Broadcast Media Center, which I'll talk about briefly. So a special appreciation to Robin. She's very active on social media. If you are, reach out, give her a big thank you, and for all of her work and love of our beloved Southeastern. Those of you who know Zach and Carrie, our successful alum and young entrepreneurs, the founders of Gnarly Barley, they volunteered to do a centennial beer for us. So there's the Lions Legacy Lager. If you're into craft beer, you have 1 year to enjoy it. And stop by Gnarly Barley. Thankful to Zach and Carrie for their support as well. So kicking off the celebration, we had our kickoff in the fall, our video premiere, our official painting campaign launch, but also we're doing lectures. Not many people know that Southeastern is home to some of Louisiana's most dense population of century-old oak trees. We're very focused on Friendship Oak, but we also have others that have incredible stories to tell. Like, did you know that each one of our oak trees are named after a tributary on the North Shore? So you have Tickfaw, you have Beatico, you have Chaponta, and then recently we had some oak trees qualify on the National Registry to be named. So we'll be naming some more of our oak trees. For those who may have participated last fall in the nursing celebration, our anniversary gala, 60 years of providing nursing and healthcare on the North Shore. What a huge accomplishment. And yes, indeed. And then Homecoming and Giving Day, you're going to see us continue to infuse new initiatives within those events to celebrate our centennial. And so some of our 100-year highlights, the one you'll see is in the building you're sitting in today. When you leave, peek into the front of our Alumni Center building. We're building a chronology of our history. So this center is going to be the official welcome center. This building you're sitting in will be our official welcome center to those who visit Southeastern Louisiana University. And so we're going to tell that historical journey through photographs and chronology, and that's what they're preparing. And we're going to have a ribbon cutting for that coming up soon this spring. Thanks to our legislative delegation and our governor, we received funding to complete the academic and athletic training facilities. So just to share a little bit of that with you all, those who are familiar with Dugard Hall as we know it, the south side of campus, the south end zone, that building, just like D. Vickers, is going to be completely renovated with a new addition. That is scheduled for a groundbreaking this spring, and would not be possible without our support from North Oaks Health System, because bricks and mortar are important. What happens in the walls is most important. So this building is going to house one of Louisiana's there's only 3 master's degrees in athletic training. We own one of those programs, and it's not, the Louisiana High School Athletic Association is requiring that at every football game you have a master's certified athletic trainer on that field. There's a huge shortage in Louisiana. We're going to fill that need, but we're also going to give North Oaks, every graduate is going to qualify as a scrub tech for the operating room. So it's a workforce development initiative that we're deeply proud of. We're going to publish a book on the presidents, their histories, their impact to our university. We're fortunate to have Dr. Sally Clausen, Dr. Moffitt, Dr. Crane participate in providing some oral historical examples of their time and their leadership here. And I'm really excited. If you've attended activities recently, you're watching this facility come along. This is our Robin Roberts Broadcast Media Center after Hurricane Ida damaged D. Vickers Hall. Dr. Crane at the time worked with the state and Robin to bring the project together as one. And what you see on the west side of D. Vickers is the Robin Roberts Broadcast Media Center, state of the art. This places us on a global map. Anytime we talk about this project, we receive inquiries from across the globe of interest because of Robin, who she is, and the impact she's had on our world, and I couldn't be more grateful. When this concludes, we're going to have a plaza that's going to come in front of the library. We're going to close off SGA Drive and build an official quadrangle that you will see when you look off of the Student Union. And then in the center of that plaza is going to be our Centennial Monument. So stay tuned. The Centennial Monument is going to be unveiled within the coming weeks, the renderings of such. But the monument is going to be incredible. It's going to be a showstopper, and it's going to be active throughout the day and illuminated at night. It'll be a place of coming together and celebrating for the university, and we look forward to sharing that with you all. So big year, lots going on. As I wrap up, these are some of the timelines, and again, we can provide this information to be sent to each and every one of you so you can refer back to it. But we've got a lot going on this year, and in the midst of all this celebration, we're going to continue to do what's most important. Stay true to our mission. Ensure that we are preparing graduates for success here at home in Louisiana so that they can build families, build communities, build economies, and most importantly, build their future. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Dr. Wainwright. As you all can see, there are so many great things taking place here at Southeastern Louisiana University. So we don't want to just share this information with you, but we have young people who are coming through. So please share all the great things that we have and send them over to the university so that we can help them become successful. And guys, let's give Dr. Wainwright and all the accomplishments and his team.
We'd like to, Dr. Wainwright, we'd like to give you something from our SSAAG Awareness and Action Group. A certificate of thank you. We really appreciate you. We appreciate the university. We're very proud of the university and the accomplishments that it's making. I am a graduate of Southeastern University, and I worked here almost 11 years. So this is my college. This is my home. So we're going to give this certificate. This certificate of appreciation is Dr. Wainwright, thank you for your dedication and hard work in higher education, strongly encouraging our young adults to be lifelong learners. Modeling to us all the courage is not the absence of fear, but it's the trump over it. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And that's another. And we just want to thank you. We're going to move a little further on to our community awareness. And we're going to start with our own educational research coordinator, but he's going to talk on his education program that he does and stuff. Mr. Turan Perry.
I should have announced this. Pastor Andrew and I will be leaving in a few minutes. We have a funeral, and that's why we're leaving. We're going to a funeral. And also, y'all gonna have your freedom today. Usually I let people speak for 2 or 3 minutes. When I'm sitting down, when I sit up, that makes you stop talking. And but you don't have that this time. You just have your way.
He just didn't give you your position.
Just give it up for Mr. Henry Jackson. Southeastern is also my alma mater, and many of us in this room, so it's just good to hear the good things about home. And speaking of, just a quick disclaimer, of course you guys already know that nothing that I say is a representation of any individual school districts throughout the state or throughout any state agencies, but just about educational opinion. So with that, we're going to keep some of this momentum going. The good news about home. We have some good news regarding K-12 education statewide, y'all, and as well as some good news regarding education locally. 2024 has been a tough year for many of us. It dealt some, its own personal blows to many of us. But I do submit to you today that the good of the year 2024 far outweighs the bad, right? Here's what I mean. Whenever we can say that our children are moving in a positive direction, it's something that we can be proud of. What this means is that the future of home looks bright for all of us, right? You see, things like providing children with access to early childhood education, making sure that children are literate by 3rd grade, that they're on level in both ELA and math by 8th grade, and that they're both college and career ready by graduation, is what frames the future for less crime, less poverty, and more prosperity, and the tangent that our children and grandchildren will be privy to during their adult lives. This is why we push so hard in K-12 education. and the hard work that everyone is doing for our children appears to be paying off. Listen to this. Louisiana has improved student outcomes 3 years in a row now. Okay? And Louisiana has earned its highest marks ever on prominent national rankings. Louisiana K through 12 education has jumped from 46th to 40th in the U.S. News and World Report Best State Rankings. And as it stands, we will now begin to focus strongly on student attendance. So our state, in terms of K-12 education, is moving for the last few years in a very positive direction. That's something that we can be very proud of. But here's the good, even better news. There are some local wins. For the first time in a while, our school district, Tangipahoa Parish, has seen some recognizable gains in overall district performance, y'all. Tangipahoa Parish. It was so great to see that our home parish was recognized for performance throughout the state. It kind of made me feel good to say that this is my parish, right? And so some other good news comes with desegregation. We understand, I just read something out there that Southeastern was one of the first colleges in the South to integrate. So we have it, this was 1955. So it's in us. It is in us. We understand that this desegregation case has been a stain on our parish for 60 plus years. What many in the past struggle to understand is that addressing this case was inevitable. And I'm thankful to see Miss Pat Morris. I don't know, I thought I saw, I don't know if she's still in the room, but I was thankful to see Miss Pat Morris, Patricia Morris in the room. And I want to just take this time to give her flowers while she's here. And this is all script a little bit, but I saw her. It took courage. It took courage in 2005 to get this case moving again. And it gives our generation, this generation, an opportunity to finally see it through. And for this, Ms. Morris, we're grateful. We're grateful. But the question is, what now? One of those famous philosophers, y'all, I think it was Cicero or Aristotle or somebody, I got this personally from the late Dr. Garrett, who actually counseled many of us young men coming up. He said that more is lost in indecision than in wrong decision. Said that indecision robs opportunity. So, all of that to say, it's time to say enough. The court compliance officer has made numerous recommendations. There were recommendations made that were endorsed by the late Attorney Nelson Dan Taylor that have been submitted by the NAACP. The school system has weighed in, and there's been an advisory panel that's convened that made some strong recommendations. And listen, although the recommendations are far from perfect or what have you, by all accounts, for all of these recommendations have been made, much of the recommendations that were made by this advisory panel were on point. And it's evident that the attempt was to do the right thing. So, a decision needs to be made. One that I'm certain we can all live with and work to improve upon. It's time to end this case and to move forward. My hope is that 2025 will bring resolve to this long-standing case, because we don't want another generation to bear this responsibility. It's ours. Those are my thoughts. So I'll leave you guys with, all in all, we're thrilled about the academic progress that we've witnessed, but we're not complacent. Let's continue to move our youth throughout our state and our parish forward. It is one of our most important duties to do so. Thank you all. God bless you. And now we'll have Michael Showers, President of the NACP, to give us some more information on community awareness. Let's give him a hand.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. I was hoping that you take a little bit more time, that way Mr. Henry can leave and I can have all the time that I want. But since he's still here, I'm gonna go ahead and follow the script that I had. But Happy New Year. It's good to see everybody that I hadn't got around to saying Happy New Year to in 2025. That I haven't seen you throughout the community. So good to see everybody this morning. But our vision for the NAACP, I'll just give you our vision, our mission, and some of the accomplishments that we had last year. Our vision, we envision an inclusive community. I'll take my glasses off. We envision an inclusive community rooted in liberation, where all persons can exercise their civil and human rights without discrimination. Our mission is to achieve equity, political rights, social inclusion by advancing policies and practices that expand human and civil rights, eliminate discrimination, and accelerate the well-being, education, and economic security of all persons. And that's important, all persons. Founded in 1909 on those principles, the NAACP has always been an inclusive organization, welcoming all who share our vision of equality and justice. With over 115 years of a strong legacy, our organization has been a reliable advocate for people of color and the marginalized at the state, national, and local levels. Locally, the NAACP continues to meet challenges engaging with elected officials, administrations, state houses, and city halls, which is central to our mission. We tackle issues that impact the community, including economic opportunity, education, criminal justice reform, through coordinated efforts at the state and the local level. Our work continues to ensure civil rights and social justice for all. We have met with political figures to solve complex problems at the local and state level. We've advocated for better conditions at the parish jail, including an organized protest at the 21st Judicial District Courthouse. We have challenged our police forces to become more transparent with arrests that piques the public interest. We have advocated for better wages for governmental workers at the local level. We have advocated for employees and local manufacturers for better promotion opportunities. This past summer, a group of us went to the state legislature to advocate and lobby for a minority judgeship here in the 21st Judicial District. When we testified before the House Governmental Affairs and the Appropriations Committee. But the bill was ultimately unsuccessful on the House floor. There's still work to do, and we must continue the work. We've advocated, we advocated at the LHSAA to unsuspend student athletes. And if anybody ever had any dealings with the LHSAA, I'm gonna tell you, that's like, first of all, getting in there is like getting to Fort Knox. You're not just gonna get in there too easy. But we've advocated for our student athletes. We spent countless hours in the living rooms, on the sofas, at the kitchen tables of parents who just needed help with their young children. We've done that. We've met with principals, teachers, coaches, on the behalf of students and parents. We've advocated at the school board, advocated for minority promotions within our school system. And we continue to engage and advocate for equity in a now 60-year desegregation case. Our fight must continue. We must persevere. And with that, I see Mr. Jackson. You look like you're ready to stand up. But as we forge our way forward, we must remember the work that we do in the NAACP is truly to lift every voice. God bless you. Now he want to leave. Who's that?
I do the public service announcement. President of City Council, Mr. Kip Andrews.
Good morning. Good morning. We can do better than that. Good morning. Good morning. On your turn to your neighbor, give them a smile, show them your 10s, your 12s, your 32s, whatever you have left to purchase. Go ahead, give them a big smile. Let's loosen up here on this morning. All right. The good book tells us that in order to have friends, we must first be friendly ourselves. Every year since I've been on the council, coming out to this meeting at the beginning of the year, it brings me good joy. But before I get into that, I would like to introduce some of my colleagues who labor with me at those council meetings that are here on this morning. District 2, Councilwoman Gonzalez. District 3, Councilman LeBron Wells. And District 4, Councilman Savage Taylor. I bring you greetings on behalf of our council. The council was first set in place back in 1977. And I want to tell you, since 1977 up until we came into office, as far as I'm concerned, we have been set with some of the hardest issues that have ever come before this city. And it's not easy to make certain decisions when you're looking at other folks. But I will tell you this, I always put my heart into what I'm doing and not my mind. After I pray to the good master, I make my decision and I continue to move forward. You're not going to please everybody, but our job is to make our city better. Our job is to continue to move our city forward. Is our city in a good place? In certain areas, I would say yes. And there are areas of great improvement. But it all takes us in order to get that done. Even though you have an elected voice, we can't see everything that's going on in our neighborhoods. But it takes us to come together in order to make that happen. Instead of griping about a problem, come with a solution to that problem. Let's move together and move our city forward. That's the only way that it's going to happen. A few days ago, last week, there was a bad incident that happened in the city of New Orleans that started off our year here in the state of Louisiana. And everybody began to say, we need to come together, we need to come together. Well, my question to you is true. Why we can't stay together? Why does it always take something tragic to want to bring us together when we should already be together? Okay, so let's say we come together after it happens. Or what happens down the road, we all start spreading out again. In order to make a significant change, it's going to take all of us to do that. Well, how does that happen? I'm glad you asked. You're a good class here on this year. That happens on every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. Our council meeting starts at 5:30. I'll say that again for all of my students. The second and fourth Tuesday of every month at 5:30. Just like this room was packed, I would love to see that chamber packed like that sometime. Not for a bad issue, but just to see you there. Because that'll let us know that you're concerned about your community and your neighborhood. But I understand that. Sometimes we show up when something means a lot to us. And when it doesn't mean a lot to us, we don't see your faces. I've learned to light in this walk. and I'm gonna head out of here on this note, that your mind has to be like a parachute. It only works if you open it. In 2025, in order to make a change, be the change that you want to see. Help us to help you. And that way we'll make Hammond a better place. I challenge you again, and I'm going to be leaving out of here in just a moment because I have a meeting in Baton Rouge that I have to get to. The second and fourth Tuesdays of every month at 5:30, they're on East St. Charles Street, right here in the city of Hammond, in an old church building, is where we have our meetings. I got a seat with your name on it.
Next person introducing us, he's second, I think he's the second most important person in this parish next to the president of SLU. But he's Chancellor of NTCC, the North Shore Technical Community College, and it's making for our community in our area. Because as you know, college might not be for everyone, but you can get technical degree, you can get certification, folk training, and all that. And all those jobs are paying just as much money as a college degree. It's just about the gift that God has given you for you to use it in the way you need to use it. Because everybody's not made to be doctors, everybody's not made to be lawyers, everybody's not made to be educators. But we all have our place though, and we have to find our place. And that's how you have to open your eyes and find visions and stay prayed up and ask God to lead and direct your path. And saying that, we're going to let Mr. Carlson come tell you a little bit about NTCC, which is very important to the community.
Thank you, George. As George said, my name is Jim Carlson. I serve as the Chancellor at North Shore Technical Community College. Based on Dr. Wainwright's bio, on April 26th, the night before, he was selected to be the president of Southeastern. The president of LCTCS, Dr. Sullivan, called me and he said, if this thing goes the way we think it will tomorrow, he's ready to become the interim chancellor. And I know Dr. Wainwright was in, the behind-the-scenes session when they were discussing it. That was a long 3 hours for both of us. We never really talked about it, but I know for him, to take this opportunity to lead Southeastern to where it is today and moving forward, but also for myself, who have been working at North Shore for 10 years, to have the opportunity to take the reins as the chancellor of that college and moving forward. I hope you all know that when Dr. Wainwright got to North Shore, it wasn't what it is today. It was a vocational technical college in 3 different areas, Bogalusa, Hammond, Greensburg, and it's evolved to so much more. Today, we are a fully comprehensive community college. If you can see there, most of us think about North Shore, we think about Hammond, right? The Hammond area campus by the airport. We have 5 campuses and 5 parishes. Hammond just happens to be one of our campuses. As of this past fall, our enrollment at the 5 campuses of NTCC, we had 6,027 students. It's something we're proud of because that makes us the 3rd largest community college in the state of Louisiana. Most people don't realize that. And that's all because of the work that Dr. Wainwright did to get us to where we are today. And we've just been hitting the accelerator ever since then because we're here to help people where they are and get them to where they want to be. And that's ultimately what a community college is. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. We were named in what they call NOAA.com does this annual survey for the 8th year in a row. We've been named top workplaces. And that is a big tribute to the culture that Dr. Wainwright set up for NTCC, but it also shows you the importance of our faculty and staff and they believe in what we do. We give 100% internally for our internal giving campaign almost every year, as you can see, as we started it back in 2017. It shows that the people that work at NTCC want to help people, and that's what our job is. So we're working to help people get to where they want to go in life. And one thing that was really amazing for us is this last year, the Louisiana Nursing Board Association named us the Outstanding Employer of the Year for a non-hospital. Now think about that. We employ a lot of nurses because we train a lot of nurses. And that's a very good designation for anybody to have. Sorry. So a little bit about us as a community college. As George mentioned, we do a little bit of everything. We have your traditional associate's degrees. There's 25 of them. But we also have transfer degrees. Most people don't even understand the fact that we actually have a location right here on Southeastern's campus, right across the street behind me in what they call the North Campus building. And that has been going on since 2013, I believe. 2013, we did a Connect to Success program to help people who didn't make the university standards to get into, as a traditional freshman, they would come and take courses with us in a bridge program. Well, fast forward to today, thank you to the leadership of Dr. Wainwright, we have what we call Direct Connect. Students can choose to come to Southeastern's North Campus and take classes through North Shore to earn what we call the Louisiana Transfer Degree and then transfer over to the university. So you get smaller classes for your freshman, sophomore courses, and will get you ready to be successful when you make that jump over to the university. So thank you for doing that, because that's an important thing for a lot of students. Adult education. Adult education is a huge part of what we do as well, and that is for people who have not earned a high school diploma. So they get an opportunity to earn either their high set or their GED. And then what that means is that we bring people in, whether they're a high school dropout, fresh out of doing so, or if it's somebody going back at the age of 60 or 70. We've had very mixed or a variety of age groups that go through the program. But it gets them ready to get their high school equivalency. Then the next step is we get them to workforce development. We get them a trade, or we get them a certification that will help them get the job so they can uplift themselves as well as their families. So when you think about NTCC, I want you to think about it this way. You may come to campus for one day and get your forklift operator certification and go get a job over in Robert at the Walmart Distribution Center and make a good living. Or you may stay with us for 2 years and get an associate's degree and become a registered nurse. I mean, that's the possibilities that we offer people. So that's what I want people to know and share with others. Oh, sorry. Keep getting wrong. Our college growth, as I mentioned, we became the third largest community college this past fall. But it's on the back of the class of 2023. You see it there. That was our largest class of graduates of NTCC's history. Now we go all the way back to 1930 as vocational trade schools. The first one was in Louisiana. The first trade school in Louisiana was the Sullivan Trade School, which is in Bogalusa. Back then, we had an internal giving campaign at the local paper mill and pulp mill, and they decided they wanted to create a trade school to prepare people to work at the mill. Well, that became the Sullivan Trade School that now has evolved into NTCC 95 years later now. We do a lot of dual enrollment, as Dr. Wainwright and his group do at Southeastern. We are the largest provider of dual enrollment for LCTCS colleges, but SLU is the largest provider of dual enrollment for the University of Louisiana colleges, well actually our four-year institutions. And the amount of dual enrollment that we provide compared to our sister institutions is really not even close. We're not only the leader in dual enrollment, but we're light years ahead of many of those institutions. And that's a tribute to our local school boards working with us to be able to make these opportunities available for students. Dual enrollment is a great thing for two reasons, right? One, it gives you an opportunity to see what you might like. And two, it gives you an opportunity to see what you don't want to do in life. If you think you might want to be a welder and you go in there and the sparks start flying and you're like, nah, it's not for me, it's good to find that out early. Same thing if you want to be a nurse and you realize that you don't like the sight of blood or people not being well, it's a good thing to find that out early as well. So my point of dual enrollment is it gives you that opportunity where it's not costing you money as a student or a parent in high school to be able to kind of dip your toes into some of these different opportunities that are out there for you post-high school. And you can kind of see some of the trends of dual enrollment for us as a whole. We have a lot of partnerships. Certainly our Tangipahoa school system is a very big partner with us. Our largest dual enrollment partner has always been St. Tammany, until this past year in our Livingston campus, as you can see, grew tremendously in dual enrollment. They had over 1,500 students just out of one campus we have in Walker. We talk about, we got all these different programs. Some of the new things I think is important for people to know. We have a RN program that's called the Associates of Nursing and Registered Nursing. And it's going to be Associate of Science and Registered Nursing. It's actually delivered over in Covington at St. Tammany Health System. They have a facility on Highway 21. It's right down from the hospital. That's where we offer all of those courses. They do take prerequisites with us beforehand. It's about 33 hours, and then they can get into the program. The first graduating cohort of RN at North Shore Technical Community College will graduate in May. And that'll allow us then to begin a bridge program. So if you know, North Shore has been doing LPN training for a long time, probably 50, 60 years. We've got a lot of LPNs out there that we can now uplift to become RNs once that begins. And then they can go on to do the bridge program and become a BS10 over at Southeastern, which is a great, tremendous opportunity for upward mobility. Some of the other programs that we've kind of kicked off is our advanced manufacturing program. Advanced manufacturing is the high-tech computers, robots, all the fun things that you see in these really advanced manufacturing places, such as Interlocks right down the street. A lot of our students will go on to be the technicians that program, and they basically they kind of break down all the different equipment, and they prepare for the different functions from each thing that you see in those manufacturing sites. So just some of the fun things that are out there that it's not the old days of Willy Wonka mixing the chocolate in the chocolate factory over at Elmer's Chocolate. It's all robots, they pick up 500 pieces of chocolate at one time, moving from one place to the other. And if it has one, miscalculation of nougat in the middle, it kicks it out. That's all robotics, and that's what these technicians get to do. So it's kind of a different career field that most of us probably don't think much about. We've had some good grant opportunities recently to kind of expand new programs. We work with Department of Labor, Delta Regional Authority on several of them. We've got our first EPA grant coming up. And the purpose of us doing that is for us to be able to start these new opportunities for students. And that's where we got our advanced manufacturing program a couple years ago. The work-standing heavy equipment operator, electric line technician, anything in the infrastructure part of the house, that's one of the things that we really offer. We have a foundation, and the reason I'm sharing this with you is because we have scholarships available for our students. One of the big barriers for people finishing is going to have the financial ability to finish. It's one thing to get a grant or a scholarship to be able to pay for your tuition, but the cost of going to school is expensive over time because you have to drive there. You have to have your uniforms for nursing or your welding shirt. There's all these things that go along with it that aren't always covered. So we try to do a good job of providing scholarship opportunities for people so they can get to that completion stage. But there's a lot of work still to be done. We're scratching the surface on what our potential is as a community college. And as we move forward, we've got to really focus in on the reality in Louisiana. We've got 1.2 million people in this state who the high school diploma is their highest level of education. 600,000 of them don't even have a high school diploma of working adults. So how do we get that group uplifted in order to be able to take care of themselves, but also their family? And it changes their lives for not just their generation, but the many generations before. I'm one of many people probably in this room. My dad was the first person in our family to go to college. Myself, my sisters, all my cousins are now college graduates, whether it's associate's degree or a doctor. So you just sometimes need one person to make that change for the circle around you. So I think that's important to keep in mind. And we have the ability to do that. It's just a matter of providing people the knowledge that they need to have to be able to reach these resources like North Shore and Southeastern to be able to do so. One of the things I found very interesting is, I got to get a little closer because I'm too dated wearing my glasses, but in 2023, Louisiana's labor force participation rate was 58.6%, which ranks 44th in the country. And then it says 41.5% of working age adults in Louisiana are not working, not looking for work, and not receiving Social Security. They're just out there. you know? So how do we reach that group? And I think that's what you all and this organization does, but it's also what we're trying to do is we're trying to get these people to do something to help better not only their situation, but the people around them as well. LCTC as a whole has these big audacious goals of completers. This is a kind of a top-down thing. They come from the border regions down to all the different university and community college systems, but it then goes down to individual institutions. We have some pretty audacious goals because in 2020 we were averaging about 1,500 completers a year. They want us to be at close to 6,000 by 2030. And that's a huge number change. But we're working very hard to make sure that whether it's IBC or if it's an associate's degree, to move that needle, to get people where they want to be and where we need them to be. We do have 3 projects that are in House Bill 2 with our legislative delegation, and our goal is to do a diesel technology building up in the Bogalusa campus, the Livingston campus. If you've ever been there in Walker, it's very nice, it's very small. And we have no room for new programs. We really have no room for us to be able to continue to serve that population until we get an expansion to offer more opportunities to more people. So that's on the board. And then most importantly, certainly for this parish, is a new Hammond area campus. The Hammond area campus over in Pride Drive goes back to 1976. It's a great facility. We get the most out of it that we can. But it's an aging facility, and people who are paying tuition to go to college deserve to have a nice facility and, you know, scale high-tech ability to learn all the new things that are out there. So our friends at North Oaks Hospital, when Dr. Wainwright was serving as our chancellor still, donated 15 acres of land to the institution to build the new Hammond area campus. So Michelle Sutton and her entire team, shout out to her. The idea is to take the land next to their rehab hospital over there off of Morrison Boulevard and to build this new Hammond campus, which will allow us to go from a handful of classes or programs to be able to provide over 25 programs here in Hammond. And right now we are max capacity, which we're at around 750 is probably the most we can get in the door at Hammond on a semester basis. This would be able to provide training for up to 3,000 people. So it's a huge thing. And I want to be very clear, and Dr. Wainwright will echo this, we're not competing with Southeastern. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to serve an entirely different group of people who have entirely different goals. So this is something that's going to not only serve the people of Hammond, but it's going to serve the entire parish and the people in the surrounding area that want to come to a particular program that's here. My goal, not only to have this great RN program and some other opportunities here in Hammond, but to bring our advanced manufacturing program to Hammond, because we are on the corridor of I-12 and I-55. It's a perfect place for that, as well as some of the other new programs that are out there, logistics that will help us move the needle and bring new business to this area. If you've ever been to Medline, how many of you have been to Medline? I mean, that is an amazing facility. I mean, you walk in the door, and they're just a distribution center. They actually don't manufacture anything, but they distribute medical supplies customized through robotics technology. It is first class. So our goal is to prepare people for those new and exciting jobs that are out there, and they're already in our area. So with that being said, I will stop talking because I know our Sergeant Arms, Mr. Jackson's not here anymore, but I did talk too long. So thank you all. If you have any questions, I'll be here for a while.
Good morning. I have a question. I kind of heard through the grapevine
Yes.
about the building coming,
Okay.
and it would be right behind our house.
Okay.
We've had a lot of issues with overgrowth and trees falling, damaging the fence, and goes on and on. So do you all have anything in mind as far as time when this might happen? Because if I could give a strip of the backyard, it happens tomorrow.
Yeah. I appreciate that. So to be honest with you, we'll go to the legislature this year and they're gonna ask for, I believe it's 10%, and that's where they do the design and development, so it'd be a design and development year. And then typically, if you go back to the following year and you ask for a portion of the construction cost to begin the construction, it'll be a 3-year process typically, especially for some of that magnitude. But yes, we've had it on the book, so to speak, I think 2 years. This will be the 3rd year, and we've not yet received funding. We've got priority 5 status with it, which is it's in the I guess it's on the list, but it wasn't bumped up to the list. This year, the Board of Regents and the LCTCS system have it as their #1 project for LCTCS colleges. So hopefully, we're going to get the momentum this year to get it designed. Okay, thank you.
Don't go too far, Dr. Carlson. We want to present you as well, just to show appreciation of what you've shared with us today in our community. So it says, as the great leader you are, you display passion, commitment to growing a supportive and inclusive collegiate environment. Great leaders demonstrate integrity, honesty, self-awareness, and transparency. Empathy is another crucial trait for any great leader, as they understand the value they need and perspectives of their faculty, staff, and students. So again, we want to thank you, Dr. Jim Carlson.
I hope y'all listen to those presentations we heard. It was very, very, very important. And Dr. Carlson touched up on a lot dealing with our community and our surrounding area, whether it's the Livingston Parish, Washington, Tangipahoa, San Lino. We deal with them all, especially the 21st District is Tangipahoa, Livingston, and San Lino and stuff. So those parishes are good in Washington. St. Tammany is right there next to us. So we need to spread the word, and we all have family in different places that we can help. That it's not too late. And that's one of the things he's trying to tell you, that it's not too late. Regardless of what you're doing, what age you're on, you can always do better if you want to do better. But know if you do better, then you can help the ones coming up do better. And that's what we want to do. And that's why our target, what I was saying Saturday is, we talk about, the young kids, which we know we have to get right. And we talk about looking out for the senior citizen elderly and all the things that they did, but we don't forget about them. But I'm telling you, that main focus is those people between 25 and 40, we need to make sure they are right. Because I'm telling you, if they do better, then those kids coming up are going to have somebody to look up to. If they look up to them, they don't want to do better. And that's why I come to talking about it. I like Dr. Carlson because I know it's a lot of them out there that these kids are looking up to the drug dealers, different ones, and they want to be like this, they want to ride these cars and all that. And they don't know the trouble. And when they end up in jail, graveyard, hospital, you're going to end up one of those three. So we got to show them better, that you can do better. And a lot of them come up in neighborhoods and areas where they say, this is the best for us, it ain't nothing going to be better. But we have to all work together and say, hey, that can be a change. And we're gonna make a change. And we're going to open some doors and some opportunities. And that's the purpose of being here at this meeting here, where you can spread the word and help them and say, hey, they had these people at this meeting said, I can come to school. I can go get this training that I want. You got some of the kids real smart, want college, but don't know how to go about getting a college degree. But if you guys spread the word like you're supposed to, then you can help. So we need strong community. All you guys are here. You know why you guys are here? Because you all are community leaders. And that's why you're here. And then community leaders means that you really care. So right now, I really like for each and every one of you guys to give y'all self a hand for the people that's here and for yourself. We're going to move on. I'm going to bring up someone else that I want to speak because it's very important to our community, and that's the Tangipahoa African American Heritage Museum and Veterans Archives. And we're going to let Mr. Devin Dunn, the president, let him say some things that they got coming up and what he wants us to know about this organization, because they need help and we all got to work together. And I tell you, we all have to put our personal feelings aside for the best of all. And remember, it's just not about you. It's about what you can do for your community and where it can be better. Mr. Don?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I bring you greetings from the Tangipahoa Annual Museum Veteran Archives this morning. I wanted to recognize my wife, but she had to leave, so hopefully next time she'll be able to stay long enough for everybody to see what a beautiful wife I am. She didn't tell me to say that. Secondly, I want to recognize Mr. Perry, one of our board members at the Tangipahoa Annual Museum of Veteran Archives. I just have two things I want to share with you because I need to leave also. On the Tangipahoa African American Heritage Museum of Veteran Archives, it's going to be celebrating Black History Month. We want us to join us for the engagement discussing the Harry Tubman legacy with the Dr. Edmund F. Fields Black from Carnegie Mellon University. We are exploring the themes from Kobe and Harry Tubman, the Kobe River Raid, and the Black freedom during the Civil War. It's going to be focusing on the resilience of the freedom. This is going to be on January the 25th at 4 p.m. at the 1600 Phoenix Square here in Hammond. Also, the book, it's going to be book talk and book signing. Secondly, we're in partnership with Jack and Jill, and I think everybody realized what Jack and Jill, what the organization is about. We're asking people to stop by the Heritage Center, which is the National African American Heritage Museum of Veteran Archives. It's going to be giving away gentle, warm winter jackets. Now, these are things that Jack and Jill is about, is youth stuff. And the general worn jackets and also the general worn shoes is the things that they're going to be giving away. Now, some people may not want these things, but there are items that have been carefully sorted out. And basically, I think a lot of people probably be glad to have them. So we're asking everyone to come and bring your children, or either stop by yourself and see if there's anything there that you might decide that you want to take home with you. Now that's going to be on January the 19th at 3 p.m. And I would like, we have passed out some flyers, and for those who have them, when you go back to church, would you ask the pastor to make this announcement in church? Because we want this to get out to the community. Because the Museum and Heritage Center is a community service place. And things like this are things that we want the community to know. So I really appreciate y'all giving me this few minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Don. Yeah, we really want to support the Heritage Center. And everybody need to know that it's a community, and the museum is outstanding, and we need to get where people can visit and see just all it has to offer. I was reminded to announce, as far as the seniors go, that Southeastern do have a program, Wainwright have for Dr. Wainwright have for the seniors that still want to go to college and get their degree. They have a special program also for them. So we just let you know, education and goals, it's never too late. It's never too late. So, I don't care what a person went through. I don't care how many times he's been in jail or what he's been. know his soul can be saved. And you just have to pray for him and reach out and help him. On our next thing, we're going to go to our political and public officials. I want to start with some of the public officials first. I see my sheriff is here.
Yeah,
So,
right.
You deal with a lot, so we got to have you say something. We got you here.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. I apologize, my voice is failing me a little bit. A little under the weather, but nothing catching. So I just wanted to say good morning to everyone. Thank you for having me. It's good to see everyone. We've had a very productive 7 months, but it's been a very rough 7 months in office. We're slaying dragons every day. We've made great advances in our jail. As in just here 3 weeks ago, we had our first ever religious services in there. Ultimately, the only way that we're going to change lives is change their hearts, and that's going to help change the culture of that jail. We went from next to nobody employee-wise being corrections certified through the state of Louisiana. And we're now over 70% of our employees are corrections certified. And what that means is they're more competent and competent to do their job, and makes it safer for the men and women that are housed in that facility, and it makes it also safer for those deputies. And last but not least, it lowers our liability insurance. So, we have 3 finalists for our warden, and so probably sometime this coming week, foreseeably, we should be announcing that. So the 3 finalists that we have, I didn't pick just one, I picked 3 individuals because it's important to me to have solid leadership in that jail. So one's going to be the warden, one's going to be the assistant, and we're also going to have a compliance officer in that jail. And their sole job as compliance officers is to make sure that people are getting fed, food's right temp, that this door is locked, the counts are correct, that the medical's doing their job. And so that jail is very, very important to me that we get. It's been my biggest headache, obviously, everybody knows it, but it's a very important role. Look, I can talk all day, but we have to start serving lunch. So with that, I'll give it back. Thank y'all very much. Appreciate
you. Any other public officials want to speak? In the city council, I know Kip announced you guys. I know my district here, Dwayne Wells here, and I know the other districts got to be. Any of you guys want to say anything? Are you guys good or what?
Yeah, I want to talk.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Not too many times I get a chance to talk. First of all, I want to say thank you for Southeastern. Then I want to say thank you to Mr. John Perkins Jr. for giving us the opportunity to meet. Piggyback off of what Kip Andrews said, second Tuesday, fourth Tuesday, city council meeting is very important. 5:30, thank you, Ms. Anderson. And I'll say this here, we need you all. Hammond is a good place, and it can be a better place. Not just for one race, but for all races. I'm gonna keep speaking about it, and I don't have to tell y'all my color. Y'all see what color I am. We need help in all the districts, especially District 3. Thank you so much. Happy New Year's to everyone.
Everybody looks good? Any public officials? Let's go to our political candidates. I know we got some judges running here. I see Mr. Robbie here. Let me see if you want to say something first. Mr. Robert Carter.
Thank you, Mr. Perkins. I'm District 72 representative and been there a pretty long time. Started in '96. I think the first time I came to a second Saturday morning breakfast It was in 1996, and my daddy had black hair then. He's been dead 5 years now. So, you know, it's been a long time ago. I'm so proud of being a Southeastern alumni. I graduated 46 years ago. My first year this year, and I'm proud to say that my mama, who is 87, was a graduate in 1960 from Southeastern. She's still alive. She's very close to Mr. Wainwright. Also, my mother, my wife, my sister, myself, and all 3 of my kids are all Southeastern graduates. So we did a strong support for Southeastern this year. And I'm very proud that in my family we have 3 President's medals for finishing tops in the university while we were here. So I'm proud of that. But we do start the session in April. It's going to be very, very hot topics coming up. Y'all will have some issues to vote on in March on things that the governor has tried to get through. One of them is a trade-off of corporate income taxes by lowering them and raising sales taxes by 0.5%. That's a decision you as the public will have to make a decision. Do you want to make that trade-off or do you not? It doesn't appear that we're having the fiscal cliff that everybody has worried about through the years. We seem to do a lot better with our finances. One last thing I want to talk about is, Dr. Wainwright said when he left the community college, he wanted to say that he left it better than he found it. I want to say from 1996 till now, when I come to Southeastern, it's not the same campus. I've been to so many ribbon cuttings, we probably wore out a pair of scissors. But the buildings we built here during the time that I've been represented, and I'm very proud of what we're doing. I can also tell you that the Priority 5 funding for the campus, for the new technical college, we are pushing very hard to bring it to Priority 1 this year, because it looks like we're going to have some capital outlay money. We want to do that. I want to say I've enjoyed, I've been in there a long time. I got 3 years left and I'm term limited, so I won't be represented. You probably still see me around after that, but I want to say it's been a pleasure as we talked about with the bills that were brought last year. I worked very closely with the people with the ACP, with that group on trying to get those bills passed. We made more progress last year than we've ever made before because we actually got them out of committees. Because of you, the Second Saturday Morning Breakfast Club, and giving me the time down there, I'm now the chairman of the Judiciary Committee because of my seniority. I appreciate it. And one last thing is I may be going out in 3 years, but there are some people in my family that are still being public service. And I just want y'all to know that when Miss Ledette comes up running for judge, that is my daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. All right, let's hear from some of the public officials. Let's run it for judge, juvenile judge, whatever. You guys want to stand? Announce yourself.
I guess I'll go first. As Dad said, I'm Jessica Ledette. I'm running for juvenile court judge. That election's in March. I want to work with the community. I've been in that court for 8 years, and as Dad said, I'm a graduate of Southeastern. I believe we do have some very good programs, but I come from a different side. I'm from the parent side. I do child and needed care. And I've noticed that some of my clients can't even read. And how do we expect them to help their kids, especially in school, help them read? And what I'm trying to do is get started with the libraries, because I know Dad is very much a proponent of libraries. We believe they're some of our most underutilized resources. And what I want to do is work with those libraries to actually create adult reading programs for some of my clients, because like I said, I've seen a need for that, and that's what I want to do. I think I've seen a need for a lot of things, as well as probably my opponents. And that's what I'm looking to do. I want to help. I want to get the community more involved. I want to be more involved with the community. I think we can do a lot of outreach. I've also, like to say, I've been with the LSU Ag Center and the state 4-H office. I worked with those. I sat out a year between undergrad and law school. And I want to get more outreach. They were very good with outreach, and I'd like to also bring that to the court. While we are a closed court, that doesn't mean we can't be visible in the community, and that's what I'm looking to do. If y'all have any questions for me, please come feel free to ask. I have no problem speaking with anybody, and if you see me out in public, for sure say hi, for sure ask me anything that you'd like to. And please be sure you vote March 29th, and I just ask that you vote for me. And thank y'all so much.
I'm visiting my voices this year as well. I'm Rebecca Davis-Lee, and I am from Tangipahoa Parish, and I'm also running for juvenile court judge. And I wanted to also say, like Ms. Chantel said, I worked with the juvenile court in Hammond City, I guess about 14 years ago. I'm thankful every morning when I wake up as well. And when I wake up every morning, I have this email that goes around in my office, and it's whoever works up first, we send out, it's going to be the best day ever. And I think that if we all had that mentality, and we shared it with the community, and we shared it with our children, and just have that outlook on each day, that every day is going to be the best day ever, we could probably change a lot of what's going on in our communities, with not only the children that we're going to serve in the juvenile court system, but as well as the adults in Mr. Carlson's facilities, as well as the children in the college. My daughter goes to Southeastern right now, and I can't wait to get home and tell her about everything that's going to happen in the centennial year. Like I said, I've been in the juvenile court system for 14 years. I've worked in 21st, I've worked in Livingston, St. Helena, and Tangipahoa Parish. And I look forward to meeting each and every one of you in this room, and I look forward to being your next juvenile court judge.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jenny Richardson Ford, and I am also running for the 21st JDC Juvenile Court Judge for the parishes of Livingston, St. Helena, and Tangipahoa Parish. I am from Denham Springs, Louisiana. I am married to my husband, Colt Ford. We have two beautiful children, Cecile and Cassius Ford. I am a graduate of LSU. I'm sorry, I'm not a graduate of Southeastern. But I was also a student athlete in college. I was an LSU cheerleader. I also went to Southern University Law Center, where I graduated magna cum laude. While in law school, I clerked for some big firms. I knew that life was not for me, and I, by the grace of God, fell into juvenile court. I clerked under Judge Edwards for 1.5 years, and I've been representing children in her court for the last 10 years. Because I am on the delinquency side, I am used to engaging all of the agencies involved in juvenile court, that including the Department of Children and Family Services, Louisiana Department of Health, because we do have a lot of mental health issues going on in our state. Our FINS, it's Family Needs and Services, that's our early intervention program for kids that are ungovernable or truant. I am a member of the drug court. We meet once a week in Livingston with our children, and in Tangipahoa they also meet once a week on Thursdays to make sure our kids that have used drugs in the past are staying clean, and we drug test them and give them the counseling that they need to succeed in that part of life. I work with Florida Parish's Juvenile Detention Center all the time. I'm not sure if y'all know, and I'm sure Chancellor Carlson knows, that we thank you for bringing North Shore Tech into the Juvenile Detention Center. We also now have a driver's ed program. When my kids leave Florida Parish's Juvenile Detention Center, if they're in their long-term program, they have their HiSET or high school diploma. They're usually OSHA certified and have PPE. So we're setting them up for success. And at the end of the day, we do want to give them the resources to thrive, to overcome their hardships and trauma, and to thrive and be successful adults. Also, I'm involved in the truancy court, and one of the things I want to focus on is early intervention. Let me see. Mr. Perry talks about K through 12. So if we have children that are in at least the 4th grade and can't read, they are more likely to drop out of school. And the kids that are more likely to drop out of school are more likely to wind up in the system. I'm not sure if y'all know this, we're only paying about $10,000 a year to educate children, but we're paying $100,000 a year to incarcerate children. And something is wrong with that. So I'm very familiar with the system. I look forward to meeting all of you, and I would humbly ask for y'all's vote on March 29th. Again, my name is Jenny Richardson-Ford, and I'm running for juvenile judge. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ms. Ford. If anybody have any business cards, anything, you guys can leave them at the table, and we was kind of like spread them out and let people know, because it's all about networking. So everybody have to remember, the only way you can know things is word of mouth, media, but all of it is considered networking, and we all have to learn to network. We're gonna move on. I'd like to thank Mr. Eric Summers here, a long time guy. I know he's vice president. He's down there. He's vice president of the School of Labs here, and he's Dr. Summers, y'all. So let me get him right now. Get him right for the hand on his name. But we thank you for all you do for the university too, and I know Dr. Wainwright really appreciate you. We're gonna have I'm letting her say a few words, don't talk too long. Ms. Fallon Alpha, she's a teacher at the Greenville Park Leadership Academy School and stuff.
I just wanted to get up this morning and tell everyone thank you. I have been teaching for 8 years, and 3 of those years have been in Tangipahoa Parish, my home parish. And presently I have the privilege of teaching at Greenville Park Leadership Academy, where my grandmother was once an educator and may have educated some of you. I have been in 7th grade since February, which has been a very interesting experience coming from lower elementary. However, teaching, as many of you may know, is not just a matter of educating students' minds. It is also a matter of educating their hearts, meeting their physical needs, their socio-emotional needs. And it's not something that we do alone. And since returning to Tangipahoa Parish, I have had many people who have aided in making my classroom and my students successful, and I appreciate that. I know most recently, the second Saturday morning breakfast, Mr. George Perkins and his board members were kind enough to donate coats to some of my students who have been rather cold in these winter months, just from the inability to access the basic clothing that we need in order to keep our bodies warm and safe. And so I know they appreciate it, but I also deeply appreciate it. I've also had someone come in and volunteer to paint my classroom. I've had several men in my community, including Mr. Perry, who have been willing to mentor my students, which also makes a positive impact in children's lives. I see Mr. Gaten here. I've even had his granddaughter, Miss Ayana, who has donated toiletries and other items that kids need in order to make themselves feel good about starting their day and come to school. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I don't take that lightly or for granted. And I appreciate all the ways that my community members partner with me to make sure that our students are successful. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Val. That's a blessing. We all have to reach out and try to help. And that's one of the things we look for. Somebody, what our organization is about is making a difference. Healthcare, social assistance, and whatever we can do to make the community better and stuff. And one of the things we do, if somebody needs something, we find out, then we try to contribute. Like she said, we did go to these schools, we had 5 kids that we had to give coats to and stuff. We went to Woodland Park, we got kids, we go there and give shoes to. You know, just some kids don't have it, and teachers feel bad the way they come to school and stuff, and it makes me feel bad too, because one of the students that Fallon had there, his coat was a little big that we gave him, but he was like, I said, well, we're gonna take it back and get you a medium size, and he was like, nah, I'm gonna keep my coat. I guess he said, I don't know if y'all gonna bring this coat back. He wasn't letting this coat go. He said, I'm good, I'm gonna have to grow into it or something. But he was not letting this coat go. But you know, we have to feel for some of the kids, you know, and that's what it's about, us working together and trying to help. Because the little boy even had shorts on, and it was cold, you know. I'm like, come on now, you know. But you know, that's the community we're in, you know, and it takes us working together to try to make this thing better and stuff. And we're on our end. That's why we do sponsorships, ask for donations, and different things for people to help and make a difference. Membership, you know, and all the things we use it for is what we do here now. It's about creating awareness and seeing what people want to help carry awareness to action. And that's what you want. The bottom line is you want to do something about it, but you have to know the issues in order to be able to do something about it. Then you have the appropriate people that are able to help in those areas. Everybody ain't got to help in every area, but it might hit an area where you're able to help and make a difference and stuff. And that's what we got all constantly reach out to each other and stuff and find out what people need. We all have to work together to make this community better, get these kids more certified, more educated, make them make more money where they won't feel depressed about life and doing crazy things that don't make sense. And you guys know I'm a bail bonder, so I deal with a lot of guys in jail, and a lot of them want better, they just don't know better, you know, and they don't know their way in there. Tell me they want to change and they want to do better, but if you leave an area and you want to do better, and you've been sitting somewhere isolated and you had time to think about it, and you say, it's not the life I want, you know, I want better, you know. But what gets them though, you guys got to understand, if I left this area of trouble and I'm over here thinking about it and saying, you know I can do better than I'm doing, that's where this person is reaching out, and where we have to try to grab that person. But what we do, what we forget, he was there asking for help. Nobody helped him. So you know what happened? When he got out with no help, he went right back in that same little spot. You see what I'm saying? Even though he wanted better wasn't there. And see, nowadays, all you got to do is be there. It ain't like this growing up. When we was growing up, we used to watch fights and all that, and people fight. You can't do that now. If you watch fights now, you get a charge too. I'm telling you what I know. The sheriff here to tell you, he left, he'll tell you. If you watch fights, you get a charge too, because you ain't do nothing about it, you know. So what I'm telling you is important. That's why I tell your kids, stay away. You don't need people with a bunch of friends is trouble, because you got one bad apple in that group. I don't care who kid it is, you got a bad apple. And if he's bad, he's bad, because that's what's going to happen. And then bad apple all the way. Just like they say, right now was earth and all that, everything that's going to get right. So we have to do better, and we got to know better. And just keep your kids and be independent. Be leaders, not followers, because those are the ones get in trouble. Those followers that don't know no better. But when you got leadership in your mind and you got goals in your mind that you want to strive to do, we have to keep pushing them. And you know, it ain't got to be about your kid. It can be about somebody else's kid that you can help and make a difference. And that's why we're all here, because we all care about that, and we all want to do something about it to make the community better, where we get these kids in college, making good money and all that. And then, you know, these schools get better, the grades get better, everything gonna go up, you know. But that's what we have to work with. And being in that, understanding that's what you have to work with, you have to understand where they're coming from. You have to understand what they're dealing with in order for you to reach out and help them. But that's what we want to do here. We want to help. And that's the main thing here. And I just appreciate everybody here today. It's been really nice. I was looking for Guy Ricardo. He's known to be here, but I think he's gone. But everything is good. Anybody else need to make an announcement before we close out? Dr. Hampton.
Good morning. Happy New Year. I'm going to stick to the 60 seconds that we have and keep my integrity as a proud member of the Southeastern family. I just want you all to know that the Sons of Promise and Daughters of Destiny Mentorship Organization, in partnership with the Office of the Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Summers, we will be hosting a Martin Luther King Day celebration breakfast here on campus in the Kiva on January 20th. We're starting at 9 a.m. If you have students, I know the deadline is coming, but we have an essay contest for students. I have a flyer. If you don't have it, I can email it to you. But there's a $100 gift card for middle school students with a 500-word requirement, a $250 gift card for high school students with a 1,000-word requirement, and a $500 scholarship for a Southeastern student with a 1,500-word requirement. All right, and so just let your people know the deadline for submission. We have about 30 submissions already. We're still looking for more, but the deadline for submission is this Monday, January 13th. So you still got a few days to submit. Also, in February, we will host our 5th annual African American Student Empowerment Summit, again on the campus of Southeastern in the Student Union on February 28th. Again, if you have any questions, see me. I will email you the flyer. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hatcher. Also, we have my brother Clarence Gayton here. He's Gayton bus line, if y'all know. So y'all never need to set up something for the kids you want to do. Brother Gayton got a crew he worked with, and he's got a school of buses and stuff. And he's been great for the community and surrounding areas and stuff. And we'd like to thank him too. Our next meeting is going to be on February 8th. We're going to be at the City Council building in Hammond, City Council Annex. We're going to be doing Black History Month, and we have Dr. Garrett's granddaughter is going to speak. If you came to the gala, you kind of heard her speak a little bit, and she's really, really a super highly educated speaker. Check it out. So you guys can be there because you're going to hear something you want to hear. She is that good. She is really that good. And I leave you guys in closing with my 4 C's for us to be successful. Collaboration. We all got to work together. So we got to bring this group together to start anything. So we need to collaborate. Move your personal feelings out the way. Communication. Get your point across. Let's see what your point doing. Let's get all the points across. We can communicate and understand each other. In communication, you need respect. So nothing you say is dumb or out the wall. Because if you feel that way, it's important. So we need to respect everybody's mind. Contribution. We need contribution for success. And what's that last one? I need you to totally, everybody, to commit. Commit. Don't leave it. Stay with it. And we thank y'all. I'm going to have Pastor West close us out.
Give it here, mighty way our close. God, our eternal Father, in the name of your darling Son and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we thank you for this wonderful, blessed, and beautiful day that you allowed us to participate in. We thank you for Second Saturday Awareness and Action Group. Thank you for Dr. Wainwright, Southeastern's hospitality. Thank you for every elected and appointed official that has been presented today. Thank you, dear God, for everyone that is here today. Thank you for all of the information that has been shared. Thank you, dear God, that we are now instructed to be constructive citizens, not only of this great state and nation, but of the kingdom of God, and help it to be all that we want to be, and that we may influence and impact the lives of all that you bring across our path, that our living and our labor be not in vain, but that we bring you glory, honor, and praise. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.